This is the Riot Podcast featuring much talk about important topics and news and weddings.
And that's about it. Are you going to put all the wedding stuff in this?
Nikki, we converted the Riot to a wedding podcast. Like, we thought if we really went hard at a specific demo that maybe we could grow the audience. And so,
even though a lot of our demo were afraid of weddings and marriage.
No, I think it's a perfect fit. We're gonna teach you everything you need to know about weddings and how they relate to Stranger Things and Neopets.
Well, we have an update on the Chief Hopper, the guy who plays that character from Stranger Things.
David Harbour.
Yes, on not the school pictures, which he already did, but on the story that we talked about where would he officiate a wedding for some of his fans?
And the answer is, you'll find out.
In this podcast.
We also talk about the most expensive cardboard Nintendo wants to sell you, what Google Art thinks we look like, Gem, Godzilla, and there's a few other little sprinkles.
Now, for the Google Art, if you want to check out what Google thinks and has analyzed us that we might look like, closest to one of the paintings in the Google Art system, you can check that out. That's posted at our Radio U Riot Facebook page. It's on our Radio U official Instagram. And if you follow us on Twitter at Radio U, it's there. And you'll see Hudson's there, too. He did his yesterday.
All right. Well, anything else?
Have a wonderful day.
And we'll see you hearing us again tomorrow. Okay, bye.
That goat farm is looking more and more likely every day. It's the worst of the riot.
I can tell you this right now, that the riot, we were talking about New Year's resolutions, and you can find that on our Facebook page. It looked like nobody made any. But Nikki...
At least according to... Oh, I don't want to talk about this.
Nikki yesterday said here on the show, she said that she was having a no-spend week.
I even have a reminder every day.
Right.
That
to not spend money.
Like, hey, don't spend money today.
Like, don't spend money. And so she said that the entire week she was not supposed to spend any money.
Well, like that or extra money. Like, say if an emergency comes up or I need to get gas, that's one thing. But I wasn't supposed to, like, have lunch or, shop or anything.
So let me lay it out for you. Nikki, on Monday, when she's not buying anything.
That was a holiday and I was spend free the whole day.
Were you?
Yeah, I was on Monday.
Okay, so then Tuesday was when Eric went to Costco 4 times?
No, he went once to buy one item.
Yeah, but then he had to go to a second Costco.
Well, because the first one was out of it. That was his thing.
Yeah, but you bought a rug.
Well, we accepted that, yes, and that's for the house. Okay. That was the house, bought a rug.
Then yesterday morning, it wasn't the house. Nikki, you are the house. Just to let you know. Then,
I didn't have lunch. I went home and had lunch.
On Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But yesterday is when you announced to us that you were like, it's a spend-free zone.
But I didn't want to go to lunch.
Okay, so then she, right as she's leaving, she's like, I have to go, whatever, but I'll meet you guys for lunch. I give up.
Here's the problem. I didn't pack lunch, and I was expecting I'll just run home and have lunch, but I was running behind, so I was so frustrated. And then, it's like, I don't care.
Where'd you go after lunch?
I ran a few errands.
Where'd you go?
I went to Lowe's.
And?
I bought like a mop.
The mall.
No, I didn't buy anything at the mall. Oh, Did I buy something at the mall?
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did buy something at the mall. It was a gift for somebody. It wasn't for me. Listen, I don't want to dissect the week, okay? That's disappointing.
I'm just saying that...
I'm done. I deleted the reminders. No, I'll just do it next week.
You didn't even make it a day.
Well, I tried, but it's hard during the week. I packed my lunch for today. So if we could all work hard with me and just remind me that I need to stay and have my lunch here. I packed a lunch.
If the more you focus on having your lunch
the more
here,
I'm likely to go somewhere else.
You might as well say to yourself, if I pack, I'm going out. That's it. That's the way it's going to go. Like, I'm going out to lunch today.
No, I'm going to eat here.
I feel like if you spend the morning talking about going out to lunch and you can pick anything you want and go anywhere you want, by giving yourself all that permission, you'll be like, you know what? I don't need it.
Because I'll feel like I've already experienced it because I talked about it.
But the second you say to yourself, we can't go out to lunch today, you're like, but it's so much fun. And the food is so good.
Have any fun.
I never do anything for me. I'm always doing for others.
But never lunch for me.
What's the point in even having a job if you can't enjoy yourself every once in a while?
Listen, I'm sad too. I'm very sad too. It did not go quite like I wanted it to, but feel like we're still under what we normally go for, and it's Thursday, so I just have to get through today and tomorrow.
I feel like Nikki was walking through the restaurant just like, make it rain! Woo!
Not quite.
Money's just flying everywhere.
You know, you just have good intentions, and I thought, well, let's try that, and that did not work.
You have great intentions, and you know what? I feel like, well, we'll just judge you on that. You're a great person, Nikki.
The Riot sees gas station hot dogs as part of a balanced breakfast.
Is that bad?
Well, not good.
It's the Riot.
It's winter now, but you know what's coming, Nikki? Spring. Times of renewal.
Weddings, apparently.
Oh, a spring wedding can be beautiful.
I'm sure.
All those spring flowers and, you know,
and organs and
the thawings.
And things and presents. And
everyone's going to be so excited. And David Harbour's going to be there doing the wedding.
Oh,
Chief
the one
Hopper.
guy.
Chief Hopper's going to be marrying the couple.
We talked yesterday, so if you watch Stranger Things, he
Chief
is
Hopper.
Chief Hopper, and he's been now like the social media guy everybody goes to ask to do things for him.
Yeah, he does.
So he was a part of someone's senior pictures, and that was because she had tweeted at him and got enough likes or retweets.
25,000 retweets, and he would be in her pictures wearing a sweatshirt and a trombone.
Now, someone else asked him to officiate their wedding, and he put in a higher demand where they needed to get so many likes and retweets.
125,000 retweets.
So when we talked about it yesterday, they weren't there, but by the end of the day,
it took less than 24 hours for them to get the 125,000 retweets needed.
So do you think like you pay his way, or how does that work?
I imagine, like, if I were him, because he said to her, his tweet was, dang, not even 24 hours. DM me to set up the details. I would imagine it would be one of those things where it would be like, hey, you don't have to pay me to do it.
Sure.
But you have to pay my
get me
travel
there.
expenses. Like, you got to pay my airfare. You got to put me up in a hotel. You got to feed me, kind of a thing.
Unless they're in the area where you can travel.
I suppose that's true. Like, I don't know the answer to that, but that would be the one thing that I would think.
Then I'd feel like, well, do I need to send him first class, or like what? Or what rental car? How nice does the hotel have to be? I just wasn't prepared.
I imagine that
he seems pretty low key.
Don't you think he'd probably just like?
I think he'd be fine.
Well, but do you think like he'd get his agent to handle it? Or
Oh, sure. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Probably really going to be setting up all the details with him.
I don't know.
I thought that was so nice he did that, and I was glad everybody. These are good things of online stuff. You know, this is the nice stuff.
There's ugly things out there, but this is not so bad.
Yeah, this is nice. So now the Chief Hopper guy from Stranger Things will officiate this couple's wedding.
Which now you have to ask yourself, like, how do you become licensed to do that?
And go online.
I've looked at it, but isn't it kind of weird? He'll end up joining like the Church of Universal, like
it's
something crazy. Yeah,
it's a weird name.
And like whatever he has to join in order to get his $1 thing that enables him to officiate weddings. I have had people ask me to officiate their weddings, and I've been like, well, I don't know if I'm comfortable signing up with the weird people to get the whatever so I can officiate your wedding. Like
I'll DJ the wedding, but I don't think I'll officiate it.
I have officiated some weddings, but that was a while ago when I was licensed to do that.
Yeah,
so.
not anymore.
Yeah, actually, I think DJing is way harder than officiating because DJing, you have to keep people dancing. I think that is not that easy. Officiating, you're like
the MC of it.
Kiss her, all right, we're done. And it's over. They don't remember. You don't remember the guy who did the wedding, but you'll remember if the DJ sucked. At least I would. So maybe that's just a little me-centric attitude.
So the only worry I have is this guy has now said yes to the senior pictures, and he's going to run the wedding. Mm-hmm. So I assume if you were to be a part of his Twitter account, he must now be asked for anything and everything.
Yeah, I just figure a 500,000 retweets, he probably will marry you.
Maybe.
So, I mean, like he's officiating, and then how many retweets to get you to be my husband?
I think he should be afraid to say yes to anything else in the future. future, if he thought, they won't possibly get the retweets in enough time, actually, yes. Seems like he can.
What is the next level?
Don't know.
Like senior pictures, wedding.
I feel like wedding jumped it.
It jumped several levels up with the wedding. So what's the next thing?
Like being in someone's movie, or like like if they were making a class project.
Stranger Things fan fiction.
Something.
Movie. Like, even that doesn't feel like as high as a wedding to me. That feels like a 75,000 retweets.
Someone's not wedding. Their funeral.
Their funeral?
Maybe.
Like
if they were a fan, I don't know. That'd be so very sad.
What about this? You show up and pretend to be Chief Hopper to like arrest somebody.
That would be good. See, like a proposal I thought would have come first.
Okay.
Or a baby announcement or something. I don't know. Now we're just coming up with things.
I'm just trying to think of
there's nothing else.
What are life events where you bring in a stranger to be a part of the event?
I don't know. We named them all right there.
Bar mitzvah.
That's it.
Leftovers from the most disgusting meal you've ever had. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Nikki, it's winter right now, but spring will be coming soon. And with spring, we'll definitely be looking at a lot of weddings.
You said that already.
What?
With weddings already. Okay, yes, we're hearing this again.
You didn't hear about the Neopets wedding?
Oh, so this is something different?
Well, yeah.
No, it's just about.
This is our new thing. The riot's just going to be all about weird weddings that are happening from things online.
So get ready to hear this music over and over and over again.
Hours a day just talking about weddings.
It's a unique approach. It's like when stations start Christmas music like in October.
Yeah.
We're just going to be your wedding Supercenter.
Yeah. It's great. I'm really excited about it.
Even though you have to pay us to go to a wedding because we don't like to go to weddings.
Yeah, the Radio U DJ service will come to your wedding, but I will tell you it's not free. Where were we? Let's talk about Kristen and let's talk about Michael. Now, they are already married, so I'm not exactly sure.
What are they doing?
Well, let's see. Didn't they just get married, but they proposed and he proposed in 2014? Well, let's wind it back. Right now, you're on the Tinder, the eHarmonies, all the fish, like whatever dating apps that you're using right now. What you should have been doing was being on Neopets.
What's Neopets?
Neopets was a website where you would sign up and you'd make your own Neopet and then you'd interact with
a virtual pet website. I've never heard of it.
Interact with other Neopet owners and
it
all
looks
this
like
stuff.
it, according to its info, it launched in '99. Is it still around?
It's not new. It's not new. Okay.
It's not fancy.
Well, hey, look, they're 27, so it's not like they started Neopets last year. He was 10 and she was 12. Oh, an older woman. And so they met on the Neopets thing, and then they got to know each other on Neopets. Then they started chatting on other services.
But I'm sorry, that was a long time ago.
Well, I mean, they were 10 and they're 27 now, so about 17 years ago.
Just making sure, okay.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is that's why you're going to be alone forever because you missed your chance.
You should have found your person back when you were 12.
You should have been signed up for Neopets 17 years ago.
What a weird website.
Hey, look, Nikki, it was Web 1.0 or 1 point something. People didn't know. They're just doing their thing.
So they met and now they're getting married, or they got married?
They didn't tell their parents because he was afraid that if he told his parents about me, they wouldn't, because they told him not to talk to strangers online.
Aww.
So they had a secret phone chat and they'd never met each other. And he told her when they were in high school that he was in love with her. She was in college. She was in high school. They were 2 years apart. And so they finally got together and met, and they were still in love with each other even after they met each other, which I'll tell you.
It's quite a connection.
Online romances fall apart after about 2 days of the real world.
Very quickly.
It all falls apart. But this did not, and lo and behold, they got married. They ended up telling their parents.
Eventually. What a cute story.
So, yep.
So if you're saying you haven't found somebody and you're like, that's it, I'm finding someone, it's countdown to Valentine's, you need to look back at your childhood to see who you were friends with. or in love with during that time? Because that's maybe who you're going to marry.
Pull up your Neopets friends list.
No one has that. Does anybody have that? I've never heard of it.
Were you friends with Cutie Pie XOXO31 or something like that? See what she's doing right now. Because
maybe that's the person and you missed out.
This could be it. This is the one.
What if she's almost ready to say yes to someone else?
And you storm in.
And you gotta hurry.
You storm in and you're like, I'm Mad Dog 53.
Remember me from how many years ago would that be?
17 years ago.
Remember? Okay, we talked that one time.
On Neopets?
Okay, that makes
You're the one for me.
No, that's not maybe the most calm approach to it.
I think it's going to be great.
No, well, congratulations to them.
Yeah.
And gives you another look at how you can maybe find someone. Not that you need anybody.
You don't need anybody.
Okay,
you
fine.
don't need nobody.
You don't need anybody at all.
Keep saying it really loud so everybody knows how badly you want someone.
Okay you are with it.
I'm fine with it.
Send your complaints regarding that worst of the riot moment to Fire Obadiah at RadioU.com.
Your question of the morning, we just want to know who wrote
one last time
the
with
wedding
all
march.
that.
Are you ready?
You've got Dan from Louisiana. He's
All
got
right.
your answer.
All right, Dan, who was it?
I believe it's Felix Mendelssohn. I probably butchered his name.
No, you know
Mendelssohn.
what?
It's good.
That's
It's good enough
We'll go
for
with
me.
it.
All right, man, you are correct.
Enjoy your ride here. Have a great day.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks. Bye.
Good luck on Neopets.
Okay,
So-
no more because we've covered Chief Hopper from Stranger Things. We talked yesterday. The guy's now going to officiate a couple's wedding because they had enough retweets on their tweet.
Yeah.
And then
We had the couple that got married because they
From
met
this
on Neopets.
old site from like when they were 10 and that made the news.
There's just one last thing that we need to do, Nikki.
And then
I believe you asked for a...
is there a club mix of
wedding march.
the wedding march or other versions?
Here it comes. Wait for
I
it.
just wanted to hear something different.
Wait, do you hear something different?
Will Dan and Becky marry this weekend or will Charles come in and change things up?
I hear something different. Wait for it.
Oh, it's like your llama song, your llama remix. Oh, yeah.
Dude.
This is totally a CW show, and like we're walking down the aisle, and Max comes in.
The thing that I think is funny is like, that episode of The Office where they get married and they did something different. Now everybody does something different. But the problem is when everybody does something different, we're all doing the same thing.
That's how it goes.
But this is the one, guys. That's what you should walk into. So, this screams...
Which Vegas package will they choose for their wedding?
Hey, this screams Neopet's wedding to me. Like, it's perfect.
Wait, what's that?
Oh,
Should we play this on Fusion on Saturday?
Yes.
Do you think anybody would be like, why are they playing this?
Or the Fusion channel, available now on the app or at radio.com/Fusion.
Good promotion where you'll meet all the best people.
Including this Mendelssohn Wedding March glitch remix. Yeah. Nikki.
Good.
I know. I'm pretty excited.
I wonder if we'll get a copyright strike because of playing this. Like, is
No,
someone making
it's
money
not.
off that?
I'll just let you know that's not going
Is
in
that
the
free?
podcast.
Oh, it's not.
This-
I kind of want to see, you're for our podcast, which is also daily, which you can check out for free through riot.radiou.com. If you play certain songs, I'll get a strike.
Well, I don't know because
I want to see if
Right.
it does.
You guys want to talk about it all? I'll tell you that the original organ version we're using is part of the paid service that we use.
Doesn't matter. It still gets a strike.
According to them, I'm allowed to put in any podcast video. I can put it anywhere I want, and I have the right to do that.
Well, then you can fight it if you want.
I'll bring them in here. I'll show them the contract.
Well, that's it for that stuff.
All right.
Moving on.
Whee!
What should we move on to next?
Wedding stuff. Let's talk about engagements.
The riot talks about wanting a day off, but when do we get a day off from them?
Whoa! You suck at this!
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Okay, if you're not yet, you should definitely hit us up, Radio U Riot on Facebook. We say this because Nikki and I just did that thing that everybody else is doing.
Well, you make your art, like Hudson called it yesterday, an art doppelganger. And so you use the new app for arts and culture from Google.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm huge on that.
No, like
I'm always playing that.
No one's keeping this app after this. Okay, like this is one where you download and then you use it and then you delete. But you basically take a selfie and it pulls up what people in art that you look like. Like, what's your doppelganger?
Who is you?
And you pulled up a Benjamin Franklin piece.
Heck yeah, I did.
It looks good.
If you're going to be an ugly person in history, might as well go with Ben Franklin.
A distinguished face.
Not
a leader
really.
face.
He doesn't have a distinguished face, but he's a great writer. He's a great thinker. And
it's fine.
I could do a lot worse than that. Somebody else was like, yeah, I look like Justin Bieber. And I'll tell you what, you can hate on Bieber all you want. If you're looking like Bieber, you're doing pretty good.
And the artwork that's pulled up.
You're doing pretty good for yourself.
Mine is, I was so sad. Mine's from one called The Poultry Man. And I was kind of bummed. I wanted to be some sort of classic masterpiece.
I'm just excited that you were the woman in the Poultry Man picture, okay?
The man.
Because the first time you told me that it pulled up the Poultry Man, I was like, oh no.
No, I'm not. But I'm the lady in the Poultry Man picture, and I'm carrying a basket of vegetables through the market, it looks like. And the Poultry Man's right there grabbing my arm.
Well, Nikki, you're very striking.
Well, he just wants to sell the poultry.
It's one of those things where he needs to learn appropriate boundaries, but he was very...
And we don't grab, elbows that way nowadays.
But he was very... Well, you got to understand it was art in its time, so it's not going to be,
So I don't think anybody's really happy with their response, like their art that they got for their doppelganger, but you can check out ours. I posted at Radio U Official on our Instagram, and then, of course, Radio U on Twitter or Radio U on Facebook, too.
Mm-hmm. So
tell us what you got.
Yeah. Feel free to share your results, and if you don't feel good about it, don't worry.
No one else does. No one likes what...
Nobody feels great about it.
What Google feels like we look like for art.
But hey, you're a precious snowflake. You know that's true.
And you don't look like that.
True.
Like, you look way better than that.
Don't worry about it.
It was just a really bad angle or bad lighting.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's Google's fault. It's their algorithm.
The other thing I will tell you is if you don't like the result, just take a different picture, because
I tried.
We had to take my picture twice, and I didn't get the same results the second time.
I feel like your second results were stronger names, art-wise. Your first results, though.
I had better looking people in my first results, okay? All right.
We went with Benjamin Franklin because that's the one it said was the most closest to.
I got a big head. I got a round face.
I think it says you have a longer face, and he does too.
Like kind of a double chin.
No, it just, and even in your picture, you didn't look like that.
You got a little something hanging under your chin. What is that? It is. The camera adds 50 pounds, so it's no big deal. But like me and Ben Franklin.
What about in paintings?
Like back in
If you get a painting, does it add 50 pounds?
You're like, hey, can we photo print this up?
The Riot.
Apparently, some of the less athletic types go nuts for this stuff.
Radio U.
It was during the show yesterday, we made an announcement about a Nintendo thing that they were going to be announcing. Yesterday was at 5 p.m. Eastern?
They had a press conference.
We're going to show
live stream of it.
We're going to show you guys something that's going to blow your mind. On April 20th, you guys are going to be, it's going to be big.
Now, they said that it might be for kids and the young at heart.
The young at heart, all right? So what do you add to your Nintendo Switch that's going to be big? Big!
Imagine you're in a board meeting and this is like the push that someone's, it's their presentation of like, this will make Nintendo some money.
Cardboard.
We got some old boxes from what's the Google one or whatever. They're cardboard boxes, and we got those, and now we've recycled them down, and we can make something new.
It's cardboard. Nintendo wants to sell you sheets of cardboard in two different packs. There's the variety pack for $70, or there's the robot kit for $80. So it's not even assembled. You have to assemble it yourself. Which, granted, there are two ways to look at this.
You pay someone to do it?
You could look at this like, wow, man, this is like Lego. And remember, Lego is popular, Nikki. I don't know if you know this, but Lego doesn't come assembled either.
True.
Okay. So, Or you could just be like, bro, they had a bunch of cardboard. You're selling me your trash.
So basically, the cardboard, at least according to the video that I watched a few seconds of, because then I couldn't tell if this was real or not.
I watched the whole thing.
They send you a flat sheet of cardboard that's got the markings, and you pop the stuff out, and then you can put your Switch in it to be like a stand or a hub or something for a game.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like a middle school project.
Taking the cynicism hat off, some of it does look interesting because it works with software. So they're saying that you'll be able to put your Joy-Cons in these cardboard RC cars and make the cars go around.
Listen to yourself as you say this.
Okay.
Listen.
You can make a cardboard fishing rod that you will then attach to your Switch for the fake fishing. All right? There's a house. I don't know what you're supposed to do with a house, but something. A motorbike, and the piano looks interesting. You build a piano, and it uses your Switch, and you hit the buttons, and it's like
a cardboard piano.
You have a cardboard piano now, all right? Or they have the robot one. Now, everything I just mentioned comes in one kit, and then there's the robot kit, and that's its own thing, where you basically make yourself a cardboard backpack, and then you have cardboard arm attachments that you use to move the robot around.
Yes. Now, I don't know if we want to do this. It's a little pricey. It's $70. But
go ahead.
Why stifle our creativity? I love when I get boxes, and then you got to tear them down, break them apart.
Then you have to
throw them out and put them in your recycling so you're a good person.
All right. Well, Nikki, that's great that you're
Even though it's not your week for recycling, and so you've got that stupid box still there. Even though you could just throw it away.
Yeah.
So now I can make a piano.
That's fantastic.
No, I'm sure it's nice. It's just a pretty big price tag. I thought it'd be like free with purchase.
It seems, I also look at it and go, guys, that's kind of a lot. I mean, you guys are selling us cardboard. You guys realize Amazon gives me cardboard when I order something. So
can't they put a movie tie-in or like... You know, Amazon had those Greatest Showman boxes or whatever. They could have put a commercial ad on it, and then it would have been free.
I will tell you, the robot thing looks suspiciously like Optimus Prime. Like when I was watching it, I was like, "Oh, that's
Prime."
No,
yeah,
it's not. It is a robot that turns into a truck, but it is not Optimus Prime. Okay,
we'll see. Maybe it'll be interesting and be fun, and it is, I think, for a younger target.
Yeah, Again, it's one of those things that I feel like it's super easy to be cynical about, but I do think there's something that looks cool. But then the cynicism reemerges when they tell me that it's not $20.
Yeah, it's not inexpensive for the robot.
Wow.
I don't expect that from Nintendo. Normally with the items that they send out or sell tend to be a bit more plasticky. Not cardboard.
At least plastic, right?
Yeah, but we'll see what happens.
You know what, Nikki? I think that, I don't know, I laughed a little bit when Nikki's like, maybe it'll be Mario Galaxy 2. And Nintendo's like, way off. How about some cardboard, kid?
I just wanted like another Mario Galaxy. And I thought, yeah, that's for kids and young at heart.
Gosh.
And that's nowhere near.
You know how kids just play with the box instead of the toy? Well, now we're going to sell them the box.
How old do they think we are?
They said 3? It was for the young at heart, Nikki.
Okay.
Want to know what the Riot is doing right now? Follow them on Instagram and Twitter at riot.radiou.com. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Look, we don't like to wait. I don't like to wait. That's why I have Amazon 2-day Prime. They know that's not fast enough. They're like, hey, pay extra for 1 day, or you can come to the Amazon locker and pick it up today. Or whatever. I get it. Though I will say, by the time we get to the Amazon locker, I'm like, I could have just gone to the store.
No, don't say that.
I could have just
not what that's about.
Just gone into Best Buy and picked this thing up. But I mean, like, I got a Movie Pass. You know what everybody said to me about Movie Pass? They're like, I'm not doing it. It takes 8 weeks to get it, and then a month to activate it, and, whatever. And I got my Movie Pass in 3 days, and it took a day to activate it. Like, I didn't have to wait that long. There's a little bit of a wait, but I don't have to wait that long, which was great. And I've been promising myself I'm going to use it more. And we all know I keep promises like that. I really do. Here's my thing. A lot of people, you've got this idea about the way God works. And you think like, you know what? I'll start something up with God. It's going to be like 5 years of him yelling at me about whatever, then probably a few more years of guilt, and then eventually maybe he gets around to helping me with a couple things. I got to get things done today. I want you to know this, that you don't have to put in any time with God. What's going on in your life? What are you scared of? What's bothering you? What do you look at and you don't know what to do? What are the things that you can't handle? I'm telling you that Jesus wants to be there with you today. There is no wait, no delay. You can talk to God about the things you're having a hard time with right now. You don't have to put in time. You don't have to wait 3 days. You don't have to do in-app customer service in order to get your card activated. You can ask God for help right now. I don't know what is going on with you today. I know what's going on with me today. I know that God and I have talked about some of that. You know what? I want you to know you can too. So look, if you don't have a relationship with God and you're like, well, I don't even, look, it's easy. You invite God into your life and you talk to him just like somebody was sitting in the room with you, because they are. Just say, Jesus, I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want to have a relationship with you, and I want to do things your way. Show me a different way to live. And man, talk to God about what's going on today. And like I said, I don't know, but he knows, and he wants to get involved. And don't let anybody tell you, well, that's not important enough, or maybe that's too big. God helps those who help themselves. All that crap that you've heard your whole life, forget all of it and just start asking God for the littlest things you can think about and the biggest things you're facing, and let God get involved.
Worst of the riot, not enough? Not enough. Check the blog and all things Riot at riot.radiou.com.
I do dig your leg warmers, Nikki. They're nice.
Thanks.
She's really got it happening. Between that and her jelly bracelet, I feel like we've got something happening.
It's just awesome.
I see that you're back to buying more things.
Wait,
I see that your dog got a hoodie. What?
Why do we have to share everything? Why do we have to talk about everything?
You have so much money that you're just blowing it out.
Listen here.
Make it rain.
Okay, no. I bought this hoodie for like $5 from China. And I ordered it weeks and weeks and weeks ago. You know, the type of shipping where they give you like a month and a half window of opportunity to receive it. So I ordered this a long time ago, before I was like, let's not spend so much money on frivolous things, shall we? But my doggy looks so cute in clothes, and I never got into that. But now he has...
Can we please save that clip right there?
1, 2,
my doggy
3.
looks so cute in clothes. You know, he's not a doll.
He's not. He's just a very adorable dog.
You had there was a moment where, as I said that, I saw your body physically rejecting some of what I was saying.
My mind was like, I heard you say he's not a dog. And I was like, well, yes, he is. But you said doll, so that's why I was pausing.
I did say doll, because you're like, so I know, because nobody needs dolls when you can dress up your doggy.
I got my adorable little doggy. It is a hooded sweatshirt, and it says Adidog. So instead of Adidas, it says Adidog, and it's got the stripes on it.
But instead of 3 stripes, it's got 3 bones.
Yes, and then it's got the shoulder stripes on his arms. He doesn't like this one as much because it's hard to get on. It's like putting a hoodie on a dog. Sometimes
that's weird.
His other shirts his other 2 jackets are kind of like, they just wrap around, so it's not like putting actual shirts on him. This one is. So when I tried to put him on him at first, he's like, "What are you doing?" He just did not want it, but he's fine.
How long did you leave it on him?
I left him on him for like maybe 2 hours.
Okay, this was before you put his coat on him and then sent him outside.
He doesn't wear a hoodie and a coat out. That's too much. It doesn't work.
He's an outside dog now.
No, but he is very fluffy, like with his fur. He's a short or a soft-coated Wheaten Terrier, and they can mat really easily. So if he wears that and he goes and he rolls in the snow, he literally goes out and rolls around and stuff, and this will keep his fur clean. And he looks so cute!
You know,
I see you're not agreeing with me on that. That's fine.
He does look cute. It's a great look for him. I love it. I just see one potential abuse here because
why? Because I'm clothing.
Dogs don't wear clothes.
He is fine with it.
He
eventually became fine with it.
He told you he was okay with it?
Yes, his body language said he was fine.
I'm telling you right now, do you remember last week we were talking about that collar that tells us what our dogs are really thinking? I imagine this. He's gone from the existential dread that he was dealing with last week to the just somebody.
Why are you doing this?
Just kill me.
No, it's not that bad.
She won't leave me alone. She puts these things on me. She holds me down and forces my arms into unnatural positions.
No, I'm putting a doggy hoodie thing on him. It's not killing him.
She puts this thing over my head. Over my head!
I don't put the hoodie up over his head. It's
I can't choose where I live. Can I at least have dignity in my own body?
You don't think it's mean, do you? I mean, I got it nice. It's a generous size. It's comfortable. And if it gets hot, I take it off.
And she thinks I'm fat.
I was surprised. He wears like a large, and that's a little smaller for him, but he's not a big dog. But sizing for dogs are vanity sizes. So they're meant for like small dogs. See, a lot of times people have small dogs, they put more clothes on them.
That's too bad. I went to an event a couple weeks ago where like everybody gets a shirt. And they're like, what size do you want? And I was like, well, let me see the XL. And they were like, here. And I was like, no, behind the rag. It's like behind the paper towel. That's the extra large. You have the 2X, and it was like, then everybody. In
case it shrinks.
Then it turned into this thing where they didn't have it.
Oh,
so everyone's searching for it. Does anybody know where the 2X is? Where 2X is? Chubb's here. Can't fit into the XL. 2X, where are they? Anybody seen the 2X? And I was just like,
like, quiet guys, okay? Quiet.
Fat guy in a little coat. Everybody come and see.
You're in between, but it's better to size up than it is to be too small.
It's fine. And you know what? I just don't want your dog to go through some of what I've had to go
Justin
through.
in Georgia just texted me, and he showed me his picture of his 2 dogs, and they're wearing clothes.
Oh, I know. If everyone's cruel, then it makes it okay.
I hate it because I don't want to ever anybody think that I'm mean to my doggies. I'm not. I bought him a couple of. There was an Amazon deal, so one of the jackets was cheap, and then this one was super cheap, and I just wanted to wear a hoodie. It.
Put this over your face.
And then I want to wear my Adidas shirt when he's wearing his. So cute.
Maybe you could all have Adidas on.
I'm disappointed in me too. It's fine.
It is fine.
Remember when we said things couldn't get any worse? We were wrong. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
I don't know what's going on at my gym right now. Now, I understand that this is the time of year that everybody's like, we're back! We're coming in!
We never left, right? Wink, wink.
But I'll tell you, I hadn't been to the gym since before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because I went on vacation at Thanksgiving. I came back, was very sick for like 2 weeks. Took me forever to get over it. By then it was Christmas. And so I was getting exercise, but at home with weights. I have a crappy elliptical, but it's still an elliptical.
It's something.
And some running and whatever. So I've been back at the gym for a couple of weeks. I've been going 2-3 times a week, whatever. But the thing is, like, in the what was essentially, 6 weeks, 2-month gap between when I was there and, coming back, I don't know what has happened. I don't know if we're under new management. I don't know.
Is it good or bad?
It's filthy.
Is it?
It's filthy.
Okay, no offense, but the place you go to, when I read reviews when you were looking at going to, they always said it was dirty anyways.
Well,
now it's really dirty?
I feel like it was one of those things where before it really wasn't. Like, it wasn't sparkling clean. Like the rec center I used to go to, they shut it down for a week every year for a deep clean.
It was smart. Like, they did a good job with it.
So I get that. But no, it's gotten so much worse. And now I think that, like, there's the locker room area, there's the toilets, and then there's the showers. And I believe that they are still cleaning the locker room. And I saw somebody cleaning the shower, but I believe they've just stopped cleaning the toilets altogether.
Maybe for the new year, new you sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's their new style. Or because there's been so many more people, they're just not. Like, they cleaned for how many used to come in December, which is usually down.
Right.
And now that it's January with a lot of people.
They're not ramping up.
They're not amping up to meet that quota or something.
So, just personal question. How many times, you personally, do you feel like you're showering in a sewer before you decide to
showering then or go somewhere else?
You don't. I'm wearing my sandals.
Well, no, okay. I know, but there's still germs. outside of that, and even from the water in the shower. Why don't you just join another gym?
Well, was my question is, at what point do you say, okay.
Or don't pay for a gym, and if your old elliptical was just enough, or buy something new with what you were putting towards.
No, I feel like for me, there's something to actually going, and that enables me to work out during the workday after the show. And
you do weights, so.
Yeah, I like to do that. I like to be able, if I could afford a really fantastic home workout set, but that is thousands of dollars to get the access to the same kind of stuff. And so,
well, why don't you casually speak to the front desk so they can dismiss what you say?
Right.
And not like you even more.
Like, hey, guys.
I'm sure they like you now, but you're marked then as someone who's complained.
Funny thing about the locker room, it now smells like a sewer combined with an open wound that hasn't been cleaned.
I'll just ask, are you going to be, is anybody else complained about or not? And then just go find someplace else. That's how you make the biggest statement.
You do?
By leaving.
Okay, maybe that's, and you have, in order to quit, you have to do it in writing 30 days in advance.
Yeah, and you got to let them know why. Be like, hey, it's dirty.
Yeah. Okay. But then where do I go from here? Because I really do like working out over there, even though it's filthy.
There's places. I'm sure we can find you something.
I have to look around.
You know what? We'll take a day. We'll drive around. And let's see. There's all those little cute little gyms.
I don't
where
like
it's like
those.
it's an artisanal gym.
Yeah, and it's like in the strip mall.
Yeah, it's not even that. Like it's like a CrossFit / whatever, and we'll find you something.
I need to find something because real talk. Like I'm going back today, but
it's not going to be any better.
But that's the problem. But
someone's butt. They're not cleaning.
I'm just going to stop there.
The Riot with Obadiah.
Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix.
The Riot with Nikki.
Shut up.
Oh, don't tell me to shut up!
The Riot on Radio U.
Hey, Nikki, guess what?
What?
Everybody's favorite giant monster whose music no one recognizes but me is back.
Godzilla is now on Netflix with
Heck,
a new
yes, it is.
90-minute movie.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
So it is part 1?
Yeah, I know they're making more of it, so I just didn't know that they would up and label it part 1, but they did. So it says Netflix original Godzilla. Watch part 1 now. 88 minutes. Sweet.
Or is that to do today? Because I thought you were going to do an Obadiah Plays.
I'm not going to be watching Godzilla today. I can't. But I will be watching it sometime.
How about we do a series on our YouTube channel called Obadiah Watches, and then we can watch with you.
And we just put a camera in my face while I'm watching Godzilla?
Yeah, but we can't actually watch what you're watching because of copyright
Right, which is why the camera's just on my face.
But if you tell people when to hit start, we can watch at the same time. Seems like a great thing, doesn't it?
I don't know. I know people do that. I know it's a thing. I don't know that anyone's going to be interested in watching me do that because while I can be animated if I want to, a lot of times I just end up staring at it.
Well, you just want to watch it.
You just want to watch it.
So, all right, Godzilla fans.
Wait.
Is there any? Yeah.
Okay,
no, you're there. You're there.
I'll tell you what. If you care about Godzilla being on Netflix, it's just a poll right now.
It's just a poll.
Text us at 8772-RADIO.
You want a yay or nay? Or?
Yeah. I'm excited about. Look, you know what? There's not a lot going on right now.
No, that's fine.
Nothing wrong with even I got my movie pass. They're just dumping crap in the theater right now, right? So why not go ahead and dump this Godzilla on Netflix and make me happy about it?
That's perfectly fine.
Look, there we go. One right there. Hey, Obi, I watched it last night. Thanks, Andy. He said it was good. Perfect. So you know what? Don't say that no one else cares because there's one other person.
Andy cares. I stand corrected. That we're all interested in.
Oh, we don't have to say we're all interested.
I went the other way.
You don't.
Just wanted to make you feel comfortable with it.
You have to say everybody's into it. Oh, look, here's Annie. Godzilla!
Exclamation point.
Thank you, Annie. I appreciate that. So that's 2. So I think that every text we get is, there's 2 more. So that's 4.
Go Godzilla. Someone else says I enjoy Godzilla.
Perfect.
You got a group. You guys could all, we went back in the beginning. You could all watch it together.
You know what, look, there's 2 more. We're at 6.
Seth can't wait to watch it.
You say, they say for every text that comes in, there's 100,000 people that agree with it. Or is it 1 million? I think it's 1 million people that agree with it. So that's 6 million people listening right now that are very excited about Godzilla.
Well, I'm happy that it's out for it. I know you've been waiting.
I'm going to watch it. Oh, there's more. I'm telling you, we're winning. It's huge.
Trevor says he'll be watching, but not watching that today.
Okay.
And
Shannon already watched it.
Good job.
Thank you.
Someone else knows what they're doing this weekend. Godzilla. Kyle from Michigan or Marion says Godzilla for the win.
Oh, here's somebody that says no.
Mark.
Hashtag Team Nikki.
Now, Mark, it wasn't actually a me thing. I just wasn't sure if anybody else likes it as much as Obi does.
Yeah, you know what? This is Mark. You're just bitter. You don't have Netflix. We know what's going on.
Who doesn't have Netflix? Everybody has Netflix.
Mark doesn't. I'm saying that. Girth. Nick says Girth Brooks loves Godzilla. Yeah, that was a Facebook thing. It's fine. Dan says always down for Godzilla. Hashtag Team Obi. Yes.
Mark is excited. Everybody seems.
Mark says he does have Netflix.
Oh, he does. Okay,
but he's still Team Nikki. But I mean, I want to be Team Nikki too. But I'm still watching Godzilla. Oh, and that's Beth. She's the one that says she has Bieber face. We talked about her earlier. Her face with her art, Doppelganger, which we posted. That's a viral thing going on now. If you have the Google Art app, you can see what painting, who you look like in which painting. And she said that her pulls up. It looks a lot like Bieber. It's fine. Classic. Nobody's mad at you.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
Fat shaming's okay if it's Trump.